in this lesson, we are going to learn how to convert from one unit to another. So if you take a look at the first problem here, we have 48 inches equals how many feet? So to do this problem, what we're going to do is we are going to start by just writing the 48 inches, and we're going to multiply that by a unit that is equivalent to 1. And the way that you do that is you're going to make a fraction, and you're going to write in your fraction the two quantities that are really equal to each other. So, for example, see how we have inches and feet here. What we need to do is go up to the top and find the way that inches and feet are related. And you can see that 1 foot is the same as 12 inches. So those are the two units that are going to go into our fraction. And when you do this, you want the units that are the same to be diagonal from each other. So we're going to take the 12 inches and we're going to actually put that on the bottom. And we're going to take the 1 foot and we're going to put that on the top. So now, again, we have this 1 foot over 12 inches. Well, 1 foot and 12 inches are the same. So you really have a number divided by the same number, which is really the same as 1. So that's equivalent to 1. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make 48 inches a fraction, and we're going to simply multiply straight across. So just like when we multiply any fractions, we're going to try to simplify first. So if you look diagonally, these inches can cancel each other out, and we have 48 and 12, which are both divisible by 12. So if I divide 48 by 12, I end up with 4. And if I divide 12 by 12, I end up with 1. If we look at the other diagonal, we just have 1 and 1, and those do not simplify anymore. So we're going to multiply straight across. 4 times 1 foot is 4 feet. And 1 times 1 is 1. And then finally, 4 feet divided by 1 is just 4 feet. So we found that 48 inches is the same as 4 feet. All right, let's look at another example here. So let's do this one down here, 47 ounces. So the first thing I want to do is multiply it by a unit that's equal to 1. And the way I'm going to do that is that I'm going to look for the way that ounces and cups are equal or are related to each other. So if you look up at the top here, we have 1 cup is the same as 8 fluid ounces. So as I mentioned before, you want the units that match to be diagonal from each other. So the 8 fluid ounces are going to go on the bottom, and the 1 cup is going to go on the top. So now I'm going to make 47 ounces a fraction, and then I'm going to simplify if I can. So if I look diagonally, the ounces cancel each other out, but there's nothing that divides 47 and 8, so that does not simplify. If you look at the other diagonal, 1 and 1, those don't simplify anymore either. So I'm going to multiply straight across. 47 times 1 is 47 cups over 1 times 8 is 8. Okay, so then this fraction bar really means division. So I'm going to see how many times 8 goes into 47. It goes in there 5 times. 5 times 8 is 40, so there are 7 left over out of 8 in cups. So this converted to 5 7/8 cups. All right, so I'm going to look at one more example here. I'm actually going to take this number 6. 5.3 miles equals how many feet? Okay, and I actually have that copied over onto a new slide. But before we go there, let's see how these two are related to each other. So miles and feet, and that is right here. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. So I'm going to take that piece of information and I'm going to copy it over onto my next slide. All right, so again we said 1 mile was the same as 5,280 feet. Okay, so I'm going to use the same process that I used before. So I'm going to start with my 5.3 miles, and I want to multiply it by a fraction that's equal to 1. So I'm going to take my comparison, the way miles and feet are related to each other, and I want the units that are the same to be diagonal from each other. So the 1 mile is going to go on the bottom, and the 5,280 feet is going to go on the top. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this into a fraction by putting it over 1. So again, I'm going to try to simplify if I can. The miles cancel, but 5.3 and 1 don't simplify anymore, and 5,280 over 1 does not simplify either. So I'm just going to multiply straight across. So I need to do 5,280 times 5.3. So I'm going to do the math here. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 8 is 24, carry the 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, now I'm going to put a 0 to hold the place. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 8 is 40, carry the 4. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14, carry the 1. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 1 is 26. And then I'm going to go ahead and add these together. I'm running out of space here. So I get this. And I have one number behind the decimal, so the answer is 127,984. So that is 127,984 feet over on the bottom. 1 times 1 is 1. And so that, obviously, when you divide those out, you just get 127,984 feet. So 127,984 feet. So those are some examples of how to convert unit rates.